Okay, so I've been doing some sort of winter repairs, as you sort of see from the videos. Ended up, so the result is stripping off the majority, well, it's going to strip off all the headliner to replace it. What I'm doing, I'm going to try and get on top of these sort of leaks that keep popping up. So namely, one of the leaks is, this is the deck fitting for the freshwater fill. This was leaking quite considerably to the point where there was a puddle forming down here. It was also running down into the hold, but more concerningly, it was causing a lot of mildew and nastiness on the cushions. And then having removed the headliner, it's glistening today, don't you see that, because it's freezing, so everything's frozen solid. But yeah, this was causing considerable damage here to the headliner and all sorts. Plus there's a lot of wires that run along that were tracking it. So on the whole, it wasn't something I wanted to keep going. So what we've done is we've exposed from the bottom, disconnected this downward hose. A handy hint as well is, before you start stripping things off your boat, when I first came to look at this, it might pop up in another video, might pop up in this video, I don't know the sequence of it, I've just been sort of making notes, was when I came to check this, none of these were done up tight. This one isn't actually in contact with anything either. I'm trying to fix how I take it apart. I know this is released because I started doing it, but just before you start stripping things off, sometimes just tightening them up is a good shout, is a good place to start. So screws removed, just gonna gently ease this up. You can see, hopefully it'll slide out. Yeah, out it comes. So that had next to no resistance, and you can see the seal here is pretty minging. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a temporary seal. We're going to make a seal from, well, we're going to dry it all out because it's soaking. So we're going to try and make a seal then out of the sealant that we've got. So I've got some CT1, which is some pretty good stuff. Apparently, according to videos, you can use it and it'll set and seal underwater. Time will tell for that one, but we're going to use it because it can't possibly be any worse than this now. So first of all, I'm going to clean it up. Yep, so I stripped that off, got the gasket out, and as predicted, it's sort of super old, it's all split and degenerated, it's not a very well gasket. So I'm trying to find one online, can't find one exactly, so like internal diameter appears to be like 50mm and external 75, so I've been sort of looking online. They tend to just sell them as a kit with everything, all the parts, and see if I can sort of salvage this since it's been leaking epically anyway. There was no O-ring. The O-ring that's supposed to be around here is missing. Not that I'm thinking that's the end of the world, because if that leaks, it just leaks down into the water tank anyway, and I don't drink out of the water tank, so it's not an issue. I'm not entirely sure what I use the water tank for, if I'm honest, other than ballast at this point, but it's a leaky bit, so I've got to fix it. What I'm going to do now is, because there's weather on the way, I am going to find this and sort of find a replacement for it, but in the meantime I'm going to make a bit of a gasket using the CT1. So what I'm hoping is I'll fill this up here, so I'll fill this at a recess with the elastic, do a bead on the deck, connect them, not crank it up, so leave it super loose, leave it for a couple of hours, let it set, and crank it up. That should create a nice rubber, flexible rubber seal, and we will see if that works. It's going to be temporary, it doesn't matter if it leaks some more because it's already been humping through, so anything will be an improvement. So I have filled the screw holes and made a bead internally and externally around the deck fill. And then some of my least impressive work ever, I have done whatever the hell you'd call this, some sort of horrible upside down cream cake. So that's going to now go back on. I will get all the squidges up, try and clean it up as best I can, and then gently put the screws in, get them to bite, and then as it tightens I can just crank it at the end. In hindsight, I could have set up a bit of a template around here to stop the mastic squidging out onto the deck, or CT1 squidging onto the deck, but I didn't, so there we go. So I'm also rushing like hell because the sun's out, it's tiny degrees. If I can get this done some shape, I might be able to nip out for a quick sec. So ring, everything's pushed down, pushed together, managed to find the holes, which is always a good thing. So I'm not tightening this up now, well obviously I am, but I'm just putting the screws in place while the mastic is, or the CT1's nice and pliable still, so that should hopefully coat all the way down into it, and then I'll crank up the last twists or so, in an hour or so before I get out of here. You can see there's a little bit of a bead has come out all the way around, which is exactly what I wanted. So that one I just put in has got no real contact or resistance, so I really fill that up. That can be a problem going forward if everything's going to leak anywhere. It'll be from here, from there rather. Okay, so there's, all of these are just down enough now that it should just take a turn or so to pull them back in. So deck filled back in place, all sealed up. Neatest job I've ever done? Definitely not. Super duper watertight? Time will tell. Even though the sun is gleaming today, it is going to end quite abruptly as per usual. So it's going to chuck it down tomorrow, come back and see how it goes. Yeah, and that's kind of all I've got to go for that. It's not super neat. I don't like having the seal mark around the outside. I'd much rather have had it all contained underneath it. But for now, I just have to sort of figure out a way to stop the water getting in. Not so much because the damage it was causing inside, but actually the damage it was causing on the way to inside. So this is like an outer skin fiberglass, and there's an inner skin, and in between the two there's like a balsa wood core, and that's just having a hammering with lots of through deck fittings. Just because the boat's really old, really. So one of the things I'm trying to do is get on top of all of that, really. I call back down. This is the following day. Heavy sort of rain and snow in the night. I've come on in and checked the sort of the fitting, and yeah, it's pretty, like I say, super dry, which is good news. There's still a ton of condensation in here, as you see running around here, so my own fault. I can't quite get in to get a meter card so that I can put my dehumidifier on board, so that's causing more problems than anything, particularly when you look at this. That's gonna be my main problem now. But that is a fair, like, it absolutely came down last night in a combination of both rain, heavy rain, and then heavy snow this morning. It's been nice and deep, so any of the joints would have had ample opportunity to get themselves nice and wet. Yeah,